Been a while since I've been on here. So hello. Happy Friday and last day of April. I feel like I blinked and April went by. I don't know if anybody else feels that. We're just waiting on our guest who will hop on in a little bit. My hair's extra frizzy today. I don't know why. That's okay. I'm hoping everyone is having a good Friday. I don't know. I woke up very early today and time is just flying. It flew the whole month and it's flying today. I hope in May we can kind of coast and not rush through all of our time. So just hopping in. I want to say a quick hello. Let's see. And I'm going to apologize in advance to everyone because my cat he is who he is. So he's just being a little extra wild today. Let's see who we got on here. No one yet. Let's see if we can invite some people on up in here. Let's see who we got. It's lunchtime for a lot of people, at least over here it is. I'm gonna send this to Nikita because she's joining us. Hopefully we can hop on in. They're also doing some construction right outside my house. So if it gets noisy, I apologize in advance. This little hair does not want to stay where I want it to. Hello, Nikita. So I don't know if you need to join. Yes. It's like extra windy today by me. I don't know why. I kind of want it to rain. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. How's the weather by you? Because by me, it's very windy today.
Honestly, I haven't even been outside yet, and it is just sadly grey.
Oh,
And yeah, but we've had like amazing weather for like the past week or so. So it's okay. It's still a little bit warm. We're getting into spring, so how are
yeah.
you? How's the weather on your side?
So it looks like it's gonna rain, which I wouldn't mind that because then I don't have to water my plants, and I'm very bad plants mom. So I hope that it does rain because it's less work for me then. Um,
Yeah.
but it was like gorgeous out the past few days, so
I'm growing strawberries and they're enjoying the sun.
good for
I know,
you.
fancy, right? And
Yeah.
today I made kale chips. I feel like a vegan
What?
2020 millennial. I'm
I
loving
know.
it.
Oh my God. That's so fancy.
I
Do you
know.
usually do that? Like, do you usually like garden?
No, we don't have. We no, we're in a
No.
big city, small apartments,
Yeah.
but we don't garden. Like
Well,
there is no place to garden.
I did just see something though. I have to send it to you because I saw something that it's like a stand-up garden that you could put on like a terrace or something. Oh, Carolina said hi, and I have to send it to you because it might be cool for you.
Okay.
I do not have a green thumb at all, so all the plants that I just planted last week are going to be dead in like a few days because I am horrible at keeping care of them.
No, that's only limiting beliefs.
Yeah, I know. I want to get better. I do want to get better though because they look so pretty when they're out there.
Yeah.
I just got to take better
It's
care of them.
It's
So,
just, it's actually by the ones that don't die. I was the same as you, like relating it straight away to mindset. I swear I used to say for years that I was the one that killed plants. I had a cactus once and the
no, you didn't.
cactus
No,
killed. Yeah, yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Fuck yeah, I did. You kidding? The cactus died. I was like, dude, I didn't water you. Your purpose is
What are
to
you
live
doing?
throughout drought, you know? Um,
It's so
but that
funny.
didn't work. And look, I've got my like little bunches of like plants everywhere. I'm very
Oh, they're
fortunate.
so
Oh no.
green though. I have to show you a picture of mine. Not
Yeah.
good. Not good.
You get there. You get the ones that can't die, and then you just try over until you can.
You know.
It works after a while because I was like, no, I can do this. I was buying plastic plants for a long time.
That's
I've
what I
got
have.
like plastic orchids in my toilet. I'm like, that's so gorgeous. They never die.
But that's what I
So
want. I want like the oxygen and everything to be better in this house. So I want to get plants and like have like the only thing is the cat. He eats everything. He's so wild. So he's gonna
you'll get there.
mess it up. Well, listen, I know you just jumped in and chatting. I told you it's just gonna be just like two friends chatting, but introduce yourself to everyone that follows you, doesn't follow you. This way they know who you are and what you do.
Yeah, that's a good start. I think I haven't introduced myself to my own followers for a while. So, my name's Nikita. I'm a mindset coach. I'm actually a therapist turned mindset coach, and today I help women that are on a personal development journey really like structure it and make it simple and cut out all the extra that we have in this day and age, extra information, extra morning routine, extra shadow work, extra everything, like, now there's intergenerational trauma and all this stuff, and I cut out the extra and just like help them deal with their growth in a way that makes sense to them and in a way that they can create their own roadmap
I
to
love
that so
that.
they can live a more peaceful, like, it's supposed to be easy, weirdly enough, growth. It's not supposed to be strain, constant strain. Effort, yes, not strain. So how can we like take off that really heavy burden of looking into ourselves and growing? And that's something I've been through personally. That's what I help people with now.
I love that. I just adore you, especially that we were therapists turned, I'm still a therapist, but doing the coaching too. I love that. I actually, just as you were speaking and saying, like, cutting out all the extra, there's someone that I connected with, a colleague, a fellow therapist, because when are they not surrounding? We all
Yeah.
surround each other. Her name's Ariana. I want to connect you guys too, because I think she'd be interested to work with you or at least chat with you because
Defo.
um, she just posted a video about like hustle culture and what
Yeah.
that means. And like we're taught and kind of fed just from like social media that you have to hustle hard, make it work, make it work. You and I have both done the same thing. When Instagram is not serving, it's not serving me and I'm not going to touch it. So I'm not going to hustle like because
Yeah.
it's not serving my life at the moment. And that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I actually haven't been on for like over a week, and I
Yeah.
do have this little voice like in the back of my head, like, one word I wanted for myself this year was consistency. And I actually shifted my perspective about, my mindset on what is consistency, because there's this definition that's fed to us, like that means you have to show up every day. Um, yes, but like show up how?
Oh,
And I've
right.
shown up for myself differently this past week or so, but I wasn't feeling like showing up on Instagram. And that already is something that's like not like, it's not my comfort zone, but I really do love it and I want to continue loving it. So like I took a step back, like nobody's going to miss me for a week, but
Right.
that's fine. What is going to be important is I show up every time, like loving what I do so I can
Right.
give um better pieces of me and better pieces of advice and like help and trainings or whatever, rather than being like, hey guys, today we're gonna do a mini training.
And
It's like,
fake it.
no.
Yeah. No one wants that. I
Yeah.
think being consistently authentic is so necessary. And I know for me, I get into lulls where, because you were on Clubhouse too. I don't know how long. It's been a while since I've been on. I just started hopping back on this week. But anything I
Yeah.
do with 100,000%, right? So I go full
Mm.
energy. And then I kind of like need to scale back because it's putting too much out there, right? There's too many
Yeah.
things that I put too much into. So when it doesn't serve me, I don't do it because I'm not
Yeah.
gonna sit there and fake it. And I'm sure that's something you work with your clients in
Yeah.
being authentic and genuine to yourself. Otherwise, you burn out. Yeah.
Yeah. So what does genuine and authentic mean to you then? Because I think that's like a big trending word,
hmm
and I love to hear like everybody's perspectives on it. What's yours?
I think for me, as soon as I start to feel anxious or that I'm doing something that's serving someone else more so than myself, then I know that I'm not being genuine, right? Like I want to do the things that are going to serve me and align in my happy little bubble and
Yeah.
path that I'm on. When I start to realize that I'm looking for validation outside of
Mm.
myself, then I know I'm not being authentic and
Yeah.
genuine anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which is really easy to fall into when you're
Yeah.
on social
Yeah.
media. It's
Heck
like the
yeah.
likes and the views and everything, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And it's just like I even find that too, like with connecting with people too, right? Like if you're changing who you are for your audience, you're not being yourself then. Like
Mm,
the first time you and I talked on video, I'm like, I can bullshit with her all day because we are the same
yeah.
person. And I was like, and she doesn't care that I am who I
Yeah.
am, right? You know?
Mm,
And I think it's so
yeah.
important to feel comfortable in that. And that's why I connect with people. I always say too, there's such a phrase that goes around like connect with like-minded people, but I don't know if that's, I don't know how I feel about like connecting with like-minded people. I think it's connecting with, I wouldn't even say like-minded because sometimes like we connect with like-minded people, but if we only do that, then that's how far our growth is going to be, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the exactly. That's what I was gonna say. I heard one day from someone that yeah, somebody like brought that subject on the table and I was like they were like, no, you actually need to be with people that challenge you. And I think it was some subject like politics. So it was
I'm
like
sure.
if you only yeah, obviously. If you only stick with people that believe in the same things that you, then you're not opening your mind, therefore broadening your perspective to what other people think of feel, and then you can actually like start making your own opinion and aligning your values to actually more than just like your tunnel vision of something. So I
Yeah.
think it is important to have like people around you that challenge you, that trigger you, and that are like-minded maybe in a way. I do think that it's important to have people that feel good around you,
Yeah, like
that
morals and
feel safe.
ethics. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. There's definitely something so important. I think that we feel that I see people, and I was the first one. I'm super sociable. I know you are too. We know we're easygoing. You go into a party, like you
yeah,
talk to everyone, all that. And I think for years I felt that it's like seeking validation, what you mentioned earlier. I felt that like there's something that I always needed to do in order for people to love me.
yeah,
And that kind of like brought me to really focusing on like the others rather than like myself. So like-minded people for me was like people that were gonna love me,
yeah.
you know?
And accept
And it
you.
was
Yeah,
yeah, and accept me. Rather now, like-minded people is like maybe not minded, but it's like people that feel safe to be around. And if I get an ounce of like bad vibes, I know this sounds maybe like too
no, no,
like
you're
almost
totally.
judgy, but
You know,
yeah,
yeah,
but some I trust my gut 100% now, which I never did before. And
yeah,
now it's like because I couldn't justify it. I was like, my mind's saying something, but my gut's saying something else. And
yeah,
now if my gut's being like, I've already separated myself from some really good friends, theoretically, but my gut was like, there's something like it's a ticking time bomb, and you
yep,
don't know why, and you don't know for what. And I didn't stick around to know. And that's kind of how you go. That's like my like-minded people are people that like they think like me, aka growth, connection, respect,
right.
kindness. And then how you go about it, that's completely different. Take my partner, he's kind in a completely different way than me,
Yes,
but with both kind people regardless. So that's
yeah.
definitely perspective shift that I had to have around like, okay, who am I hanging out with?
I love that outlook, and I love that you said that too, because I've kind of felt the same that my circle of people has gotten smaller in certain capacities, and I've had to let go of some friendships that
Mm,
we weren't necessarily growing in kindness or in being there for one another. So I appreciate that you say that. I guess when working with clients, right, what is one way that you even encourage that for them? Because I think that that's kind of probably one of the hardest things is
mm,
feeling that it's okay to let go of those friendships and continue on the path that you need to.
yeah.
Or is that even something you do with mindset coaching?
Yeah, well, it definitely comes in some way, shape, or form. I think what the way I like to work a lot is like by system of triggers. So you're triggered by something
Mm.
that I always say that's the path you need to take to go check that thing out before you move on to something else. And, ask yourself if all your life is making sense all of a sudden. It's like, okay, you're triggered by something, go explore that. Now, in exploring that, that's really like taking a step back. That's not taking like in the moment decisions of like, do I keep this person as a friend or not?
Right.
Especially when it's, somebody you can't just get rid of, like a family member, right? Or a partner who you've been with for a long time. And this might be just like a rough patch, but it's like, okay, there's a trigger. And then we want to dig into that a little more. Is that trigger speaking of you? Or is that speaking against your values?
Right.
And that's a really big difference that I make, because I see a lot of people that haven't done kind of this inner work be triggered by things that actually speak of them. And that's how we function as human beings. Nothing
Right.
is about, other people. It's all about us. And if they're happy, we're making their happiness mean something to us. It's not actually, our happiness in a way. So it's really like getting to that trigger and then getting to, okay, is that triggering because you have something unresolved and you're making it mean something?
Right.
Then all of a sudden you're putting that meaning onto the other person for the sake of blame, or for the sake of making sense of it.
Right.
And sometimes it's justified, but is it really to the point where your life is crumbling because of it? And sometimes it's just like, okay, if it's not that, then we've clarified that that's a trigger that you need to avoid. Right. So it's a red flag. It becomes a red flag, and
Right.
it doesn't become like an indicator for you to grow on some kind of level.
I love that. I love that. I think that makes so much sense, and I love that you do that work with the clients, and you have such a therapeutic soul. Like I feel it, even here. So I think that that's huge, and I think it really helps people recognize the power of themselves. Like
Yeah.
being able to live your life for you. I had a client yesterday, even talking with me, saying that she was continuously feeling anxious, and then she was anxious that other people had to take their time away for her. And like, to me, it was like, okay, so the role that you have in your life that you enjoy is serving other people, and when they're serving you, you're anxious over it, right? Like
Yeah.
you're not not knowing what to do with that. So
Yeah.
a lot of work that I did there with her, but it's interesting, right? Just humans are interesting in general.
Humans are super interesting. And I think for me, what was scary about humans for so long is that it seems so complex and endless, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's what you kind of see with your
Oh
clients
yeah.
too, is like it's kind of like it never ends. Like, how do I make this stop? Or how do I get better? When do I know when I'm gonna be all
Better,
enough or
yeah.
worthy or better? Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna fucking like I mention Buddha all the time, poor guy. I'm always like, you can't be like Buddha. He's
Yeah.
himself. Be
We're
yourself,
ever evolving. It's huge. I always say,
ever.
like, if I wouldn't have all the language that I have today if I stayed at the same way that I was when I was 3, right? Like, you
Yeah.
are always evolving and always learning, even if you're not attempting to learn, right? Like, the universe and the world is teaching you things every single day. Like, everything
Yeah.
that you experience is a learning experience. So I think that that's
Yeah.
huge.
I think that's so true. But see, what you said is very interesting to me, because if you had said that to me, I don't know, let's say 5 years ago, even like 7 to 10, I would have been like, whoa, that's a shit ton. Like,
Right. It's
everything's a
heavy,
learning
right?
experience. Yeah, I was actually writing my new email newsletter that I'm going to send out to the people on my email list. And I actually covered this, and I was like, it almost gets to a point where like you feel that you have to work on everything because everything has a meaning, right?
Right.
And today you and me are saying this as if it was like, it's pleasurable for us to be like,
Right. I
fuck
know.
yeah, we can really
Yeah.
we can make sense of it all. Let's dig into it. But truth is like, when I actually take a step back and be like, okay, how was it for me 5, 10 years ago? And you would have told me that, I'd be like, okay, yeah, got it. Like,
Bye.
what is what is the meaning? Like, I need a script for this shit
Yep.
because I am drowning.
Yeah.
And I think today, what I love to kind of bring back into, I think what has been a little bit lost with this like generation of information overload, thanks to the internet, which it's like incredible when you think about anything you want to know. anything,
At
about
your fingertips.
anything.
Yep.
Wow, finished. It's there. So that's incredible. But at the same time, anything starts to mean everything and
Yep.
everything starts to mean nothing, and it gets very confusing. So I like to bring back these things of like, okay, you don't have to have it all figured out, and that's why, like, talking about the triggers earlier, if there's a trigger you can't deal with right now, like, don't, it's okay. Just don't put yourself in the situation
Right.
where you're going to continuously being
Triggered.
triggered.
Yeah.
But yeah, fundamentally, there's also, I think, there's beauty that we can bring, well, that I like to bring back into the world of personal development, is like, okay, simplify the fuck out of everything.
Heck yeah.
Sometimes it's a little thing, and sometimes things are meaningless. Just the fact of saying it now, that later down the line, they'll be like, oh my God, that meant everything. But,
Right.
like,
Yes.
but to get to that level, I think it's really important to normalize that we don't know everything,
Right.
and
And it's okay. There's
and
such a
it's
power
okay.
in saying that too, right? Like, I don't
Yeah,
know. And here's a resource to look it up for yourself, or here, right? And like, and it's so
yeah,
freeing and liberating to not feel that you
yeah,
have to know it all, you know?
yeah. Oh
I,
no, no, definitely.
I
Yeah,
love that you do the work with your clients too, because I always say that, in therapy to my clients, like, I know from when I was born, my mom wasn't handed a manual to give to me as I grew up, right? The script of like, this is what her life is going to be like. Even when I thought my life was going to go a certain way, it didn't, right? So I love that you work with clients to shift their mindset and almost set like a roadmap, but not like in stone, right? Like, they can change that and they can continue
yeah,
to grow and work on it too, and just shifting their minds to say like, that's okay to
yeah,
to shift. I love that. I really love that.
yeah.
You're working on a So just so that the followers know, you're working on a course, or you do one-on-one coaching, or
So
both?
I do one-on-one.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a course one day, but like I love one-on-one. So I do one-on-one in a 12-week container.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, and in that I've actually recently incorporated bilingual, sorry.
You're fine.
Sorry.
You're doing great.
I've incorporated recently human design to give a depth
I
of
love it.
grounded spirituality, like I say
Love
it.
it.
Yeah, so because I want things to be simple, like my life changed the day somebody said to me, it's supposed to be easy. And I was talking about, because I met my current partner, and I was like, he's like too nice, and he's like he's really attentive to my needs, and he actually wants to stick around, and he's not like manipulative, and like he's not jealous. Hi, puppy.
Oh, hello,
And
Bubba.
and I was like, like I'm scared to get bored. I came from like very, very complicated, at this complicated, oh, complicated relationships previously. And somebody just turned to me one day and was like, love's supposed to be easy. And I was like, okay, wow. And then it took me very little time, once I had that mindset shift, to like
It changes.
really, yeah, see that it was real. So my goal, my mission is really to show people that that's possible, and to show them that that's a reality, that it's supposed to be easy.
Love that.
And human design is a tool that is, so I'm an amateur at it. I work with an amazing friend.
Yes, but I have to say, you did mine, and I was like, I told you, it took me a while, because you go so in depth, and I love that about you, because you, especially that you do one-on-one, you really show that you care, like, about each person that you talk with, and I adore that about you, because you just genuinely care about the people that you're talking. I truly adore that about you, like, because
Yeah,
when I read mine, I was just like, oh my God, she gave me so much information. That's why it took a while for me to respond to you, because I wanted to make sure I gave the attention to myself that you gave to me. Like, I was so appreciative of that.
yeah, thank you. I really want, like, I want to be friends with everybody, because the people I have in my life now are really important. And I see connected now, Lisa Marie. She was a
I was
client
just
of
gonna say,
mine. And like I'm going to South Africa hopefully in a couple of months, and like I keep hitting her up like, hey, I'm gonna come and see you. Like,
Time out though. Time out though.
yeah.
Okay, we're definitely talking offline in this because I have a friend that's moving there and I'm hopefully going in a couple of months. So if I go, I know this is what I'm saying. We have to connect. We have
See?
to connect.
No, but we're soul sisters from it.
Yes,
Like,
we
this is crazy.
are.
Okay.
We are.
Definitely have to come back to that. But yeah, to go back to that, like Lisa Marie was a client, and it was really like, I worked with her on application too, so we didn't even meet before. And like, I was like, I want to be her friend. And all the people I work with, I really feel, I have other clients that I follow at the moment. I'm like, oh, sometimes I don't want them to be my client because I want to share that extra. But there's definitely, I do like the foundation of my being today, and what I put into my work is that, like, I'm me. What you see is what you get.
Right.
I might be a little bit more polished sometimes because I try not to swear as much.
F it. No, you're good.
Not always. I had to speak at an event once, and they were like, "Don't swear. There's a child in the audience."
And
I
you're
was
like,
like,
no.
yeah, I was like, fudge. I couldn't even find the replacement words for it. But anyway. But yeah, there's that definitely a thing. And to go back to human design, it's amazing because when I found that tool, for people that don't know, it's like ancient and modern science fused together. It gives you a chart. It's kind of like natal charts. It's like, it's way better than personality tests. And it really kind of gives you your energetic roadmap. And what I found was there were so many things that were validating.
Mm-hmm.
And you know it as a therapist, I know it as a therapist, and we know it as human beings.
Right.
When we feel seen, understood, and validated, like, that is actually normal. I see you, but also you're not wacko.
Right.
You're not alone.
Yeah.
That is healing in and of itself. And I know people are very, very, on internet, especially today on social media, are very result driven in the sense where they're like, okay, what am I going to get about it? What am I going to get from it? And you're like, how do I put this in words? You're going to get, you're going to heal, baby. You're going to grow. You're going to be explosive and expansive, and it's going to be incredible. But so that's what
I
I
love
bring
that
to my
you use
container.
it, and you do such a detailed work with it. So I think people are very fortunate to work with you because you really do put like love into your work, and I adore that about you, and I hope that we get to see each other in person then in a few months. But if not, I will freaking book a trip sometime.
It will happen.
I don't know if my mom is still on here. We had gone to France. I think I had told you for like a weekend. I think I told you we had gone like for a weekend when we were. I didn't just fly for a weekend, everyone. We went to London and then we went for our weekends. But
not
we have to plan a trip. We have to plan a trip.
We have to.
I gotta figure something out. I know.
We will.
Get there.
We will.
If there's any questions for Nikita in there, please let me know. Carolina was on. My mom goes, I'm here. Yes, Mom. Hi, I thought so.
This is adorable.
Let's see. I don't know if there's any questions on here, but you're getting tons of praise, of course. Is it Lisa Marie that works with you? Perfect.
And she's pregnant. She's waiting for.
Oh,
she's
I saw her post. I saw you post
I
about her.
I know. I'm gonna be an auntie from a person I adore that I've never met. So.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
I love that. I love that so much. Well, you're getting good positive feedback, and poor Carolina was not feeling well. Little bug, and she's on and popped in. But it was so nice chatting with you.
Thank you
I love
so
spending time with you. Yes, of course. And anybody that's not following Nikita, make sure to give her a follow. She always has great, amazing posts. I love it. It's very powerful. Sometimes it's exactly what you need. So thank you for spending your Friday with me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. Good luck with growing your strawberries. Yes, I'll chat with you soon. Bye.
Lots of love. Bye.
Love. Bye.